Appreciate you getting on. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah, right before Hot Rod Power Tour, it's definitely not and especially with my car breaking down, it's been a very interesting week to say the least.
Yeah. Did you get it fixed?
I got it. We finally got the part yesterday, and we got it installed last night. But where I live, they're doing major construction starting this week, so they're not letting us. Sorry, excuse me. Park on the street. So I'm like, I'll leave it there overnight. So I'm going to pick it up today and start all my final power tour prep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going on Monday. I'll be there as well. For anybody, the Hot Rod Power Tour starts in Indianapolis in Brownsburg at the racetrack, and it goes to the next stop would be Fort Wayne, correct?
No, the next stop's Joliet.
Joliet. Gotcha.
Yep.
But then it ends in Norwalk.
Correct. Yeah, it goes Lucas Oil Raceway in Brownsburg, then Route 66 Raceway in Joliet, then the Coliseum at Fort Wayne, then the Fairgrounds in Monroe, Michigan, and then ending at Summit Raceway or Summit Motorsports Park in Norwalk.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know where Norwalk is, the northeast part of Ohio.
No. It's actually, no, because that's Cleveland. It's between Cleveland and Toledo, right in the middle. Yeah, right on the coast of Lake Erie, right up on the northern border.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful area.
I'm actually from Youngstown, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's really cool.
Born and raised in Youngstown.
That's a beautiful area. I've been there hunting a bunch of times.
I don't know about beautiful, but
I mean, I live in Illinois. I'm from Chicago, born and bred. I mean, we have beautiful things, but it's very flat. Youngstown, at least, you can get, east into the end of the Appalachians and all that.
Yeah. Youngstown area is about 30 minutes. Well, Canfield is where my parents live. Is about 30 or so minutes from the borderline of Pennsylvania.
Okay, yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you go 30 minutes in any direction from Chicago, you got cornfields. So a little bit of a difference. But yeah, it's going to be one heck of a power tour, to say the least, this trip. It's all flatland, and there's nothing to see. So you got to make every day count with your friends.
I'm not doing the whole thing. That is on the bucket list of things to do.
Okay.
Customer of mine has a 67 Fury for sale.
Oh, cool.
And I'm gonna take that up there and hang out with it and see if we get sold.
Gotcha. That'll be good. I mean, Indy, opening day Monday. I mean, even because now they let you check in on Sunday. So if you hang out there Sunday, I mean, you're going to see a ton of cool cars. I mean, it's not technically open to the public. It's just open for you're picking up your tickets or your power tour stuff. And then Monday's the big day. But now I've heard they've moved the hours now where it's like 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So like people can't even get there after work. It really sucks.
The website, I went to the racetrack website, it said 9 to 5.
Yeah, I mean, same thing.
Yeah.
It used to be noon to 8 p.m.
Oh.
Back in the day. Because this is my 15th long haul, or 16th long haul, and it used to be, there was still a time where if you sat there, people would come after work and go to the event. But no more anymore, sadly.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it would be cool. I mean, after a few days on Power Tour, oh yeah, I lost it there for a second.
Yeah.
After Power Tour, I mean, like I said, for a while there, you get used to the Power Tour cars. Even though there's 6,000 cars, you've seen all of them after day 2 or 3. So it was always exciting to get to these venues and see the local cars that Power Tour allowed me the opportunity to go to Texas, to go to we started in Cocoa Beach, Florida, like in 2011. I mean, it was amazing to see these cars that I would not see otherwise. And now that it's shrunk, not even just in size, but in the time, because now it used to be 7 days, 7 cities, and now it's 5 cities, 5 days, and you only travel for 4. So it's like, oh,
Well, why did they cut it down?
people, people of a certain age group were complaining that it was easier for them to get to the venue and to leave and get home with a little bit more wiggle time. Like, because it would start technically on Monday and then end, but then again, Sunday was, pick up and all, or was it Sunday started? I forget. It's been a while. But people just wanted more time to get to the venues and get home and not have to stress about it. Because some people would, have to leave work and take off extra vacation. So it was a little bit difficult, but definitely changed the dynamic.
Mm, absolutely. Again, I've never done one.
I do recommend at least doing one. It's always a good.
I definitely would be amazing to get like a sponsor or something like that. So I'm looking for it.
Yeah, this one's an easy one, but I mean, we've done some. I remember we did 3 in Texas. It started in like Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and then we went through Texas for 3 stops. And have you ever driven through Texas?
No, I've been to Texas. I got an Uber ride, and I do know Texas is massive.
It is. I did roadkill because I worked with roadkill a few times, and we did a thing in Texas, and so that gave me a little bit of an inkling. But driving Power Tour, we went to 3 completely different cities, like 5 hours apart from each other, and every single day was like 120 degrees. It was ridiculous. So there's good and bad, but it's always an adventure.
Was it humid?
Oh yeah, it was humid. One of them was right on the Gulf Coast, so it was humid, and we had thunderstorms rolling through, and it was 120 degrees. Oh, it was one of the worst. Like, you would go to the venue, you would dive out of your car, get checked in, dive back into your car, and you would be literally soaking wet, either from sweat or rain or both.
Mm.
That was a fun one. We went to Austin, we went to Dallas, I forget the one on the Gulf Coast. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, like I said, it's memorable for many reasons.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I've seen the stuff many times. One of these days, again, I'm looking for sponsors to be able to do the bigger events that I would give my right arm to go do. Have you done that?
It is, like I said, I used to write for Hot Rod for 7 years, so it definitely gave me a benefit. And, yeah, like I said, if you can get a sponsor to get you going on that, definitely recommend it. Especially now that they have the different levels, like, you could pay for, I think it's a platinum level, and they give you all your hotel, like, they pay for your hotel rooms, like, you get a special room at every venue that's air conditioned while all of us poor people suffer in the heat.
So the 2,800 gets you all commodities?
Yeah, I believe so. I've just always done the long haul, and I've done this so long, it's like second nature to me to find hotels and all that, so.
Mm.
But you gotta jump on them quick, because...
Oh, it's sold out.
Yeah.
That part is sold out. So
it is.
I'm going to see if he'll fund 2 days of it. Take it over to Illinois to get some more eyes on it, but we've been trying to get the 59,000 mile original car.
That's cool.
That's
a 67 Fury, you said?
Yeah, white.
C bodies are some of the best cars for cruising, man. It's like you're driving on a couch the whole way.
Yep. It's not fast. It's not, but yeah, it's a definite cruiser.
That's one thing. I mean, I've had many people, because I usually run the Mopar group on the Power Tour, and we've had, I can't even remember how many C bodies, and they're always such great cars. because you can pile like 50 people in them, and you put another 50 in the trunk, and you can literally do the entire power tour and not bump into anyone.
Yeah, I mean the trunk is massive. You could put a couch in it, with the bed.
Indeed. Hey, I'm getting some static from you. Just a heads up.
Yeah, I just wish I could. I don't understand the mic. I don't understand why I plugged that in and then I can't hear you.
And I'm just saying it went away, and then it came back, and now it's back again. But it's all good. I can hear you fine.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so where are you out of? Are you out of Indianapolis area, or is it?
I live in Indy. Like I said, I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio.
Yep.
Um, moved here about a little over 19 years ago.
Oh wow, so you've been there for a while then.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I have
Um,
friends of mine who own a shop just west of there called the Finer Details. So I'm down in Indy 2 or 3 times a year.
okay. Yeah, I moved here to initially to work for the promotion company that used. Well, it's a different name now, but used to do the Super Nationals, Floral Jamboree.
Oh, was it family events?
Yeah,
Oh God, man, yeah, I remember those days. They did a lot right up until 2014 when everything hit the fan.
yeah, and then Bonner.
Yeah,
Uh, but they were doing the Floral Jamboree last year.
I
Uh,
mean, I know they still exist in some. I know they lost all the hot rod car. Well, now there's no Carcraft Nationals anymore, but yeah, they were doing all those Motor Trend events for a while, for years.
yeah,
And
I grew up on Hot Rod Super Nationals in Kansas.
that's
Uh,
cool.
yeah, just like you, I was reading your website, started getting in the cars when you were 4, and my old man got me into doing that car show when I was 5.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
the Hot Rod Super Nationals um, would be in Canfield at the fairgrounds, wall to wall, muscle car, 2,000 cars. And then the
That
cruise would go into Boardman to be backed up, 2 lanes, miles, people hanging out on the side of the road, people hanging out at restaurants.
gotcha.
They unfortunately tore that down and put an advanced auto in there, but I grew up on.
Oh,
I
that
mean,
sucks.
it's just crazy how the city wouldn't buy A&W. It was a terrible thing.
Hey
And
man,
it's,
your audio is getting worse and worse. I can barely hear you now.
I don't know. Let me try something.
Okay. Are you hearing me clearly at least? Oh, now it all went away. Testing, testing. I can hear you perfectly now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, but it's hit and miss.
All right.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
it's all gone. I can hear you now perfectly.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm going to. I have a Beats headset. I just don't have it in here. That when I plug that in, I think I have to have that on in order to hear you. It's in my truck.
Sorry.
Um,
It's all good, but that's cool, man. I mean, yeah, I the only time that we've ever funny story. There used to be at Route 66 Raceway they used to have a Good Guys show for 2 years, but the owner was so terrible that they said, "F you, we're never doing another one here again," and they haven't. There's been no major, huge. Oh, I guess I lost him. All right, can you hear me now?
yeah. Sure.
Okay, I can hear you again.
All right.
But so we haven't had any major big car shows around here in a long time, unfortunately. The closest we had was the Carcraft Nationals for like 3 years, 2 years. They moved from Minnesota to Milwaukee because of some BS. and that was it. I mean, we have car shows here in the Chicagoland area and in the you know Illinois, southern Wisconsin, but you got to go like if you like Iola. I'm sure you've heard of Iola. Oh, it's one of the largest car shows in the nation, and it's up in Wisconsin in July. Same thing. We have this place called Jefferson, and that's a huge automotive swap meet, one of the largest in the country. It rivals Carlisle in some aspects. But I go up there all the time because my family has a place near there. But we never had these big car shows like we never had a DuQuoin Street Machine Nationals around here. We never had that kind of stuff. So it's always fun to go and experience those when I travel.
Hmm. I tried to get them to go back to Canfield. We have the Salem Super Cruise,
Okay.
which is small Quaker town, but it's nothing what the Hot Rod Supernational is supposed to be. But back then, we didn't. Canfield and Boardman put a bunch of restaurants and some new hotels and stuff like that. I tried to tell them that it could accommodate more people now because they put hotels by the highway and stuff like that.
Yeah. I gotcha. Well, I hope for the best. Hopefully
Yeah.
something comes about of it. I know that they're south of here near St. Louis. There's a place called DuQuoin, and they hosted the Street Machine Nationals back in the day, and it was ridiculous. Like I heard it from all my magazine friends remembering the craziness that went on at DuQuoin. And fortunately enough, they were able to set up a new show. I think it's just called Street Nats or something like that. And they have it wasn't as big as it used to be, but it's still on these beautiful grounds down there. So that's nice to see. When I do a lot of barn finding in that area, so my schedule doesn't quite work out because it's bounced around a bunch. Like they
Mhm.
had this thing I think a month ago. It was in May instead of like it used to be in July, August. But there's tons of stuff on there, so I hope someday to be able to hit it up and kill two birds with one stone.
What's the best show you've been to?
Ooh, the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals in Chicago, and that's not just saying it because I work the show. Like I'm one of the directors of the show, but
Mhm.
if you want to talk about rarity and quantity, there is no other show in the world you can go to where you'll like this year alone. You're gonna walk in the door, and on the left side and right side as you walk in, it's gonna be nothing but Hemi Mopar convertible B bodies. So like Roadrunner convertible Hemi cars, GTX Hemi convertibles. Well, not they never did a GTX Hemi convertible, but it's gonna be literally a row of nothing but Hemi B body convertibles, real ones, not clones, not tributes, all real cars. And we already have like I think 30 signed up, and that's just as you walk in the door.
Oh yeah, I've been to I've detailed at McCon.
McCacken, yeah. That's yep.
Yeah.
I've been either a part of or been to every single one since 2009, and it just keeps on getting better and better. I don't remember most of it now that I'm so involved with it. It just kind of is a blur. But when I look back, because I take pictures at the show, I look back at them, and it's absolutely amazing the stuff that we've gotten there. I mean, we've had prototypes, missing, show cars that were disappeared 50 years ago, and everything in between. And it's been absolutely wonderful to see the show expand and grow.
Yeah, absolutely. The neat stuff that you find there, like I detailed, $2 million CUDA was just restored,
Nice.
and then they presented it. So
Gotcha.
I got to do that. It's orange and black. So
Hey, I'm getting a lot of static again on your. Yeah. Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's like building over time. It's weird.
Yeah, I will have to.
I don't worry about it. I mean, I'm just saying, just for your heads up.
Yeah, I will. I have headsets, so I will have to have the headsets. I didn't think I needed that.
Like I said, I mean, can you hear me clearly? I mean, or are you getting static on my side too?
A little bit, yeah. Maybe if I put it on Wi-Fi, I don't know. I have 3 bars. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
I don't have a headset with me either. All right, but yeah, I mean, you were set up in the commercial B area cross, right? Because I do the when I'm doing the show, I do the McCacken. I'm personally in the barn find display, and I think you were across from me on the other side, where all the VIP car corral is and all that.
Yeah, I was detailing with Jack Sweats.
Oh yeah, that's exactly. I remember those guys. I know those guys. I gotcha. Well, let's go. So, did you enjoy the show? Did you like the quality that was there?
Absolutely. The muscle cars, there's so much in the same amount of vehicles there, the attention, the little details, the barn finds, like you said. There's a section, as you know, where they didn't even touch. It's straight
Yeah.
up barn find.
Yeah, there's barn finds, there's vintage certification for mostly original cars. And now that we just got a sponsor for that area called NPD, National Parts Depot, because he's big into original cars, and so he's actually going to be a sponsor of that, which is really cool to see.
Very cool.
But yeah, it's funny. The Barn Finds is already full. We already have every car for Barn Finds 2025 lined up 6 months ahead of time. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a definite show to check out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I've been to other shows. I mean, I've been to, like I said, I'm a Mopar guy mostly. I appreciate other cars. And I go to other shows, but the bigger shows I go to are Mopar shows mostly. Like the Mopars at Carlisle, Pennsylvania, that's the biggest Mopar show I've ever seen. They had like 3,000 Mopars of all shapes and sizes. There used to be a thing called, I was at Muscle Cars at the Strip in Las Vegas. That was a really nice one and a very cool location. So I've been to a bunch over the years, and they've all had their pros and cons. But I always end up back at McCacken.
You go to SEMA?
Nope, never been to SEMA. Too much shiny stuff for me. Most of my, as I do, is most of my stuff is rusty and crusty, and they don't let me in the door.
Yeah.
They see me come in, they go, nope, go out to the junkyard.
It is a lot of shining, but man, you need to go.
Yeah, it's definitely one like you were saying, it's one of my bucket list items. It's definitely I've been to PRI, which I know isn't the same thing, very different.
Well, I mean, SEMA is PRI.
I know, it's the same company. I mean, it's the same overarching, but SEMA has the shiny cars, and PRI has the same. It's the racing stuff, but it's also you don't see the shiny stuff there as much.
Yeah, true.
And the last time I was there, do you remember when Roadkill swapped over an engine in the Crusher Camaro on the show floor? It was a decade ago now. And we almost killed Mike Finnegan by dropping a transmission on his head almost. That was the last time I was at PRI.
No, PRI has, absolutely blown up downtown. For those that don't know, PRI is the performance racing industry, which is part of SEMA, and SEMA owns other, but it happens downtown Indianapolis at the Indiana Center right after SEMA.
Yeah.
Look at that. But yeah, it started small, but it fills the whole entire Indiana Convention Center. Plus, it goes underground now.
Oh, that's cool.
And into Lucas, it fills Lucas Oil Stadium too.
Really? Yeah, no, when I was there the last time, they had just moved from Florida back to Indianapolis. So remember they were in Florida for a few years, and then I think they were in Arizona or something like that. But yeah, no, and I know that it's been in Indianapolis. I haven't been back since, apparently.
Oh wow, then you definitely need to go. And they're adding on to the convention center.
Oh, that's cool.
So no, it fills the whole convention center.
Actually, I'm going to be right there on Sunday night. My group and I, one of the oldest bars actually it's the oldest bar in Indiana, called the Slippery Noodle. It's a blues bar. It's got good food, and we go there every time we're in town. So that's where we're going on Sunday night.
Very cool.
I hope so. Should be a lot of fun.
It is. It is. Downtown is, definitely different than.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember I've been going to Indianapolis now for over a decade, on and off, because of COVID and all that. I didn't go for a few years, but yeah, man. I mean, the stuff that has changed in downtown. I'm still trying to get one of the. There's a hotel right there by the Noodle that you can stay in the old train cars in the building, and it's still on my list to do that one day. Yeah, in like in the Crown something, the Crown,
Yeah,
whatever.
Crown Royal.
Yeah, whatever it is. They actually have, because it's like used to be part of Union Station or something like that, and they've actually put old vintage Pullman train cars in the building, like in the middle, and you can stay in them overnight. Like it's like a room that you can rent for the night.
I didn't know that.
And I'm a train guy, so it's like I'm a train, plane, automobiles. I do all of it. I found everything from rusty steam locomotives to B-17 bombers and barns. I do it all.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of of that. That's wild.
Yeah, that was definitely unexpected to stumble across a B-17 bomber being restored in the middle of a bean cornfield in Illinois. Of all the things that you expect, I mean, it was like, that was not one of them. Just really funny the way it all worked out. I was actually next door looking at three '57 Chevy four-doors in a barn, and the guy goes to me, he goes, "Do you know what's next door?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. I was here to find your '57 Chevys." He goes, "Go next door and talk to the guy who's outside usually, and ask him to see what's in the barn." And I go, "That sounds a little ominous, but okay." So I did. I drove next door, and there's this guy smoking outside, and I go, "Hey, how's it going?" He goes, "Good." He goes, I'm like, "Hey, I heard you guys got something cool in the barn." He goes, "You don't know what's in here?" I go, "I have no idea." I'm like, I was next door looking at some '57 Chevys, and the guy said I should really come over here and see what you guys got. I'm guessing it's car related. And he goes, "Ha ha, you're in for a treat." He goes, "Come on in." We go walk through this door, and you look to your right, and there's the main fuselage of the B-17. You're like, huh, that's not something I expected. And the owner's been now he's a good friend of mine. We talk all the time. Not all the time, but we talk often enough that it's been a very rewarding friendship. And the video that they did for the news with him and I and all that turned out very well and has been very well received.
Hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. I mean, one of my little favorites. Um, I was detailing for a guy. Found a 51 in a
Well,
state.
man, I'm losing you. I can barely hear you now again. I'm going to try to
Um,
turn my microphone on and off. Hold on.
all right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you now too. That is so weird. I don't know why it builds up over time.
I don't know if it would be better on Wi-Fi. I'm on.
I mean, I'm in my office and I got super
You're a
strong
lot.
signal.
You sound a lot better.
Oh, that's weird. All I did was turn it on and off.
Hmm.
But okay. So what you were saying? What did you find?
Well, I found a 71 Targa on a state sale. Um,
That's cool.
and we got it for 15.
Wow, that's a sweet deal.
The,
That's
the
bizarre.
yeah, the husband and wife passed, and the daughter was selling it. Didn't even know what she had sitting in the garage, and all original. Um, well, okay, most of it, like the interior, just dirty, moldy, but everything intact.
Okay.
The gauges, everything worked. They even had the Porsche toolkit in the
Wow.
trunk.
Okay.
Um, we all the tires were flat. Go to air them up. They all aired up.
Oh, I'm sure.
Um, Turned over, see if the motor would turn. It wasn't seized.
Okay.
125,000 miles on it.
Wow, so they did enjoy it back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. It was a repaint, but everything, it was dirty and moldy, but solid.
Okay.
So it took me like 6 hours to clean the interior.
Oh, I'm sure. And at
I,
least,
I, have a, I have a video of it, but
okay. That's awesome, man.
yeah,
That's a cool find.
um, I went and found actually about a week ago. The customer with the '67 told me up on north of Indiana or Indianapolis on 421 towards Kirkland,
Yep.
there is a horde of '70s and '80s cutlasses right by the highway,
Yep.
um, and from a pulp. So I got a quick video of that, but I couldn't. Uh, that's what I was going to ask you. I got a quick video of that because it's right by the road, but there's cameras. I wasn't expecting that. Somebody's backyard. What do you recommend? Do you find something like that, and do you go up and knock on somebody's door?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, that's the least you can do. I mean, go knock on the door, and be like, "Hey, I'm a like me. I don't have that. Normally, I don't buy stuff. So I go. I'm like, hey, I'm a photographer. I write for car magazines and all that. I don't tell people who you are or where you are. I just want to know why is this? Why do you have 20 cutlasses in your front yard? What's the story behind them? And normally, if you're not trying to buy the car from them, they're open to talking to you about the car and what's going on. But then you leave with, if you ever do want to sell the car, I'd be interested in the car, or I know people who would be interested in it. Or if you ever want to restore these cars, like you especially, like, you're a detailer, you can help clean up these cars, or you know people who can fix them. And I've been able to reach a lot of people that way in either buying cars or helping, facilitate sales and all that. Because as long as you're not trying to take, because that car obviously has been, those cars have been sitting there for whatever 50 years for a reason. And if you come in like everyone else and be like, oh, I'll give you,
No, I wasn't trying to buy. I just wanted to get up close and get content.
oh, like, that's exactly, just be forward about that. Be like, hey, I'm not trying to take your cars. I have no interest in buying them. I'm just a photographer, a videographer. I just want to, take and document these cool cars and the situation they're in.
Hmm.
And usually, like I said, people are more than happy to share because there must be some sort of story behind it for them to have them sitting there for so long. And usually they're happy to tell you that story. Maybe they, owned a cutlass restoration shop, or, maybe he dated, his wife in a 442, and he just always had a passion for them, so he bought them all up, through the years. So usually they're happy to share that kind of stuff, and that's how come I'm able to see so much cool stuff.
Yeah, I've gone up to people and asked them, like, I was at Meekum
No.
in Indy, and a gentleman had a '66 Dodge Traverse RV.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah, the 1967 Dodge Travco. Yep.
Yeah, and went up to him, and he was an absolute natural on the camera,
Yep.
absolutely, and showed me it, and they told me the story. Him and his wife bought it for like 7 grand or something like that, and put 100 grand into it.
Yeah, I saw the. I actually I'm one of the heads of the Dodge Travco group on Facebook. I'm a huge Travco
Oh,
nut. So we were following that, and that was a really sad what happened to it after the fact and all that stuff. Because I mean, like you said, they put like $150,000 into it, and it sold for like 60 or something. It was some ridiculously low number. But then again, it was very highly. It was very customized. But it was a really neat car or RV.
well, it was customized, but I mean, you could straight up live in it.
Yeah.
And it everything new appliances, shower, bed,
Hmm.
um, Um, got the 6.2 in it. It was not only it was fast,
Yep.
but yeah, that gentleman was super nice. It was great meeting him and his wife, and told us about it. But that's a great example. Just go up and he was just off.
Absolutely, because like I always say, it never hurts to ask. I mean, it.
I just never uh, grew the balls to go up to a random house yet.
See, I have no dignity or self-respect, and like people always are like, "Hey, Ryan, why don't you buy an old tow truck and just drive around the country?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I need to do is go show up at some guy's house with a tow truck and be like, "Hey, what's up with your car out back with a tow truck?" Yeah, nothing bad would happen with that. But fortunately, I show up with my Challenger and or my Caprice or my minivan, and they know I'm not a threat to them in any way or shape or form. So I have no dignity or self-respect, so I'll go talk to anyone.
Oh, I don't have a problem talking either. It's just I haven't gone to that level of randomly showing up at somebody's house.
And yeah, I understand people don't get it. People sometimes think I'm crazy, which they're not wrong, but still.
Me too. I mean, yeah, I have no problem asking. Um, but
Yeah, sometimes the best finds are that way.
I
I remember,
I was on the backcountry roads out in Whiteland. I think that's considered Whiteland or Franklin the other day, and there's a Lincoln Continental with suicide doors.
oh, that's cool.
There's a couple of there's like 50s GMC. It's sitting in a garage, sticking out of an old garage. Like it's if the sun was coming up and the sun was, it would be an amazing picture.
Yeah,
Uh, I've been, I'm good. I need to stop by and knock on the door. And
yeah. Like I said, doesn't hurt. But I mean, I especially in Indiana, there's so much rural, especially with it being between Chicago, Indy, and Chicago. There's so much in that corridor. I mean, I've found Hemi cars, I found Boss Mustangs. I mean, I would just randomly just drive different directions on the way home. I remember going straight north, and it's gone now. But I was in the town of Swayze, and there, sitting behind a church, was a '72 Stage One Buick, and it's one of 50 or 500 made, and yada yada. And the guy was someone at the church, and they let him store the car there, and it was a real car. I'm like, wow. And that was just randomly driving down the road and seeing the nose sticking out from behind the fence. I mean, there is so much stuff out there. That's what people are like. Oh, all the stuff's been found. All the people have, but no,
the small towns got the good stuff.
they do. It's wherever they don't have nuisance laws. That's where you got to go. Also, the places where you have the room to put stuff. All farmers have, the farmer's junkyard. I mean, they don't, nowadays maybe, but not in the past. They didn't junk stuff. They just pushed it out in the back corner of the 40 and left it there, and they would pick parts off of it or shoot at it or whatever. So there's stuff everywhere if you just talk to people.
Yeah, I did truck driving for many years, for 14 years, and like down in Kentucky, man, way out there, I've seen all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Just
Kentucky. North Carolina. North Carolina's been one of the crazier ones for me. I can literally not go in any. I have friends who live in Raleigh, so I'm there every few years. But we've just driven randomly out in the back roads of Raleigh, and there is stuff everywhere out there. It is ridiculous. I mean, we found SS Camaros, trucks. We found a guy that had tons, and I mean literally probably 50s Fords, 40s Fords. Not really any 30s stuff, but more 40s to early 60s. He had Galaxies, he had shoe boxes, he had everything stuffed into this yard. And it wasn't a junkyard, it was just his private collection. And it was because it's in North Carolina, it doesn't rust. So it's got a patina to it. And I'm like, oh my God. It was so cool to walk around that place and shoot that. And we went back like 5 years later and it was all gone. But I had heard it did get sold, it didn't get crushed. So that was a good thing.
it's just like you want to buy, go buy everything, go buy it all up.
There we go.
There you go.
The static keeps on building. If I turn the microphone on and off, it tends to fix itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, as long as you have the ability to do it, you can just drive. Like I said, in Illinois,
Yeah,
not
I like doing that. I just did that. Like I said, I found those Buicks, so I drove a little farther up in Kirkland. There's a 49 Buick. It's on my Instagram.
yeah.
That 49 Buick sitting next to an old upholstery shop.
I know that one. Because I have friends in Kirkland, and there's a
Oh,
if you're looking north and you're on the south side of the railroad tracks, if you look to your left, there's like a old school or something, and then there was like a repair shop, and they have like a 50s fire engine sitting next to the building that was really cool. But yeah, in Kirkland, it's funny, the antique shop that's right off of I don't know what road it is, right there in Kirkland, right
that's
by the
it's like 421.
yeah, it's right there, right next to I think the Casey's. There's an antique store, and they had the tail of a world of a what was it? Not a Phantom. Oh, Saber. They had the tiny little tail end of a Saber jet sitting on a stand, and I'm like, that's not something you expect to find in a because they had like the light was turned into a lamp,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, that's not something you expect to find in an antique store here in the middle of Indiana.
I wanted to go into the antique store, but it was Memorial Day, so they weren't open. I
There,
just wanted to go up there and go find those cutlasses. So then I drove a little farther, and then like, ooh, so I'll have to go back.
yeah, yeah. I don't think I've driven through Kirkland a bunch coming back and forth from Indiana because I like 41. 41's a much nicer road to take than 65. It's a little bit longer, but you get to see a lot better stuff. And Kirkland was always we actually crossed there on Power Tour in 2 different years, like after each other. Like we went east and west on whatever 421, and then the next year we went up and down 41 right at Kirkland. So it's always been a very cool place. I always stop right there by the drive-in when it's open,
Mm-hmm.
right north of town on the west side, and that's always a really it's a drive-in, so the food's not the greatest, but it's always such a great experience.
Um, just one of those old, real old. Has it been there a long time?
Oh yeah, it's a real old school drive-in restaurant. Like I don't know, I mean, at the time there was no women on roller skates, but there definitely was young kids running out to your car if you wanted to, and they had the little order kiosks on the poles and all that. I've been there a handful of times because usually I'm passing through in the off season, but I love when in all my travels, I love going to the little mom and pop places because that's where you have the best fun, the most fun, especially old diners, dives. I mean, when I go to if I'm staying in a hotel nearby, I go to them like, where's the coolest, weirdest place I have to go to that I'll never be at again? And they go, oh, go to blah, blah, blah over here. And I've had some of the most weirdest good food doing that. Because not only am I a barn finder, I'm also fat. So it's like I know good food. And I've never been steered wrong if you ask to go to the unique places.
Well, just unique people in general. I mean, I walked into the little gas station there on 421 and go use the restroom, and old guy walks out telling dirty jokes.
That's funny.
He's like, "Hey, you ever hear about whatever?" And just and then he was like trying to think of places where there's cars sitting and stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's cool. Yeah, I mean that's what. Whenever I travel, I always try to go to the local eat breakfast. Like I like breakfast, so
Mhm.
I'll go to the local breakfast place and I'll have a Hot Rod magazine or something with me with one of my articles in it, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I do barn finding. I hunt for old cars and farm fields and junkyards, and I'll show them like pictures and all that. And if it's the old place, then that's where all the farmers go. And oh yeah, Jim down the road had a GTO, and it's sitting back out with a tree growing through it, and I'm like, I'd like to see that. Like, oh, tell Bob at the Country Kitchen said, oh, he's cool, and I'm like, and I mean, that's how it started. I'd go drive around and just go to these old parts stores, or I'd go to the local restaurant and just talk to people, and that's how it all went downhill. Was doing that.
Yeah, it's progressed for me like over the years, different car stuff. Um, I bought the over the years growing up, going to car shows, college. I worked in auto body, been detailing 20 plus years, full detailing products,
Okay.
full jack flex, going to events, taught detailing. So the whole only detailer uh, came up. Just I sit around with somebody I know. Cut out.
I turned the microphone off just so I was getting more feedback again.
Yeah. Um, Beginning of 2024, just sitting around with somebody and at a Mexican, we're sitting eating dinner at a Mexican restaurant. That's how we came up with the name.
I mean, it's like I said, when I saw that and I saw your logo, I thought that was really funny. I laughed pretty hard at that one. Only detailers. That works.
Yeah, it's catchy, but it also relates to all retailers. It's a lifestyle.
Yep. It's a zeitgeist. I mean, it's a whole thing. So that's a great way to what you're getting into by just knowing a little bit of backstory on what you're basing it off of, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's for detailer by detail.
Yep.
Like the shirts, like here, um, my newest one.
Gotcha. And unfortunately, I can't read it. It's flipped for me.
Well, it's definition of a detailer.
Gotcha.
A skilled automotive artist dedicated to restoring and enhancing every inch of a vehicle through precision, passion, and perfection.
Oh, that's cool. Perfect.
But I've got many other designs, things like wash me, it will buff out,
Yeah.
things like that coming.
It's not rust, it's patina.
It's not what?
It's not rust, it's patina.
I'll have to do that.
I got that one's coming out on one of my shirts when I get them printed here in the future. But yeah, no, man, good funny phrases like that, and people love wearing funny shirts, so it's always a win.
Yeah, 2 buckets, 1 soap.
Yep.
Get it.
Especially all the ones with the innuendo in your thing is perfect. I can't imagine it being any better.
Yeah, it's detailing is motorcycle, airplane, cars, semis, metal polishing. So it's the whole industry as a whole.
Yeah.
Being able to connect with other detailers, but detailing stems from the passion for cars.
See, I've only detailed my car once in 14 years. But actually, it's funny you say that. Every time before Power Tour is the only time my car actually gets properly cleaned. Like as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go get it. I drive to a local. There's a lot of forest preserves by me, so I pull up into a shady spot. I open up all the doors and I clean all the windows. I clean off all the floor mats. I clean all the nooks and crannies because I'm going on Power Tour. People judge you by what you got there, and I can't have it look like crap like usual. So it's clean for about the next 2 weeks, and then it all goes back to hell.
Is it paint or is it patina?
On my car, it's rust. Unfortunately, my 2009 Challenger unfortunately has the common issue with Challengers where it rusts the in front of the back wheels and behind the doors because there's foam in the doors to prevent stuff from vibrating, and moisture collects in there. And my car is just this winter I'm going to get it fixed. But yeah, I actually have like rust holes forming. It sucks.
Gotcha. Yeah, another thing I've done too is, I don't know if you've heard of it or not, but dry ice blasting.
Oh yeah, I was involved in a dry blasting project on a 70 Hemi Cuda barn find. That stuff is incredible.
Yeah, I've been doing that for the past couple of years. I've done a lot of undercarriage restoration.
Yep.
Uh, I've done a lot for the Ed Martin Toyota and Nobles, north part of Indiana or Indianapolis.
Yeah, I actually know where that is. I actually I've worked with Kahlo Dodge in Noble. Well, I think it's Noblesville right up there. There's also some train stuff in Noblesville, so I know that area pretty well. That's
Yeah.
cool. Oh yeah, no, the dry ice blasting is phenomenal. And like I said, you can clean everything, and it doesn't leave any residue, and it will take off some pretty heavy stuff. Like we had that Hemi Cuda was sitting since 1976 in a garage, and they went through and did the engine, the undercarriage, the suspension, and it came out basically looking brand new within reason.
Depending on the machine you have, I don't know which one but the cold jet, well, just let you know, cold jet's been around the longest.
Okay.
They're out of Ohio. They've been around since 1986. Their PCS 60 has a screen where, for those that don't know anything about dry ice blasting, it's using 3 millimeter pellets. And it goes down, PCS 60, the 60 stands for a 60-pound hopper. And it goes down and has a crusher. It's got a belt.
Okay.
And down the screen has the flow, the pellet size, and the pressure.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I could go from 3 millimeters to 0.3, and I could go from 3 to 0.3. So I can take ink off a business card without going through the business card.
That's cool.
You turn the pressure all the way down. For that type of thing, you could clean Alcantara with dry ice. You turn it down to 0.3, turn the pressure down to 20, and the flow down to 0.3, and you dust it because it has the PCS 60 comes with a detail gun.
Okay.
It has a bunch of smaller ones, and then you have the production gun. And the production gun is great. I've done stuff on rotisserie.
Oh, cool.
So then you could clean the structural holes. I did a Boss Mustang on a rotisserie to be able to, there's a concourse restoration to get in the holes. So then those are clean.
That's cool.
Yeah. So then you're using the production gun. The production gun, you have to run it off a diesel compressor.
What? Wow, you can't use it on a regular compressor?
If you push that, the PCS 60 runs off 85 CFM.
Okay, yeah, that would do it.
But you can run it off screw. But we use the detail gun, not the production gun.
Okay.
Yeah, production gun, you're talking the like an inch airline. So
Yeah.
it even
Great.
even on the smaller the detail gun, you can get use like 65 CFM because it's 3/8 line.
Gotcha.
So then you're using a lot smaller. I mean, undercarriage stuff in general, you're usually knocking dirt and motor stuff is just dirt.
Gotcha.
Um,
I mean, yeah, I was blown away. I had never heard of it before the project with the Hemi Cuda. And because I've dealt with, walnut and I've dealt with, different abrasives and all that. And the dry ice was a new one for me. And like I said, we took it to the place and it was absolutely incredible. Blew me away, figuratively and legitimately.
have you ever tried laser cleaning?
I've seen it done, but like I said, I don't do a lot of restoration work and anything. I deal with other than my friends' shops, and most of them don't even have laser cleaners. But where was I? I was out on Power Tour once, and we went to a shop, and they had one, and they showed us they had like a big piece of rusty metal, and they buzzed over it, and it was like, oh, that's cool. I could see this being so really, really good in the future.
Well, my friend of mine out in New Jersey, or excuse me, Staten Island,
Hmm.
um, has a frame restoration shop. They do dry ice blasting, um, uh,
Okay.
um, laser cleaning, and frame restoration.
That's going to make quick work of those rusty frame. Just buzz
Yeah.
through it real quick.
Yep. It's called Pro Lube.
Cool.
So for any of those people out there, shout out to Joe. They do complete frame restoration.
Gotcha. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, it's out there. The technology is constantly evolving, and the stuff that I'm seeing come out, like I said, I mean, the Hemikuta was only, oof, right before COVID. So 2019-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that, and I've been in this, just like you, I've been in this for 20, almost 30 years. And seeing that thing and not even hearing about it up until they're like, oh, we're going to dry ice blast it. I'm like, all right, well, that's a new one. You ever watch the show, My Classic Car with Dennis Gage? Every other episode, he always has that water sandblasting commercial. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I'd never seen a dry ice one, and that I think is the future, especially with such unique vehicles with such fine quality needed. I think that would be really cool.
Well, here's my take on on undercarriage stuff. It is definitely useful for the classics, but a lot of the stuff that I've done is daily driving.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Here's why. As you know, new pickup trucks and SUVs are 100 grand, and
Yeah.
I think if more people were educated on it, maybe we could do something together and educate people on maybe ice blasting or something. That would be a fun project to teach them. But anyway, instead of going and buying, if you have a 10, 15-year-old, let's say, pickup truck, it runs good, it drives good, it looks good, but we want to clean it up and just keep it, which is, let's say we spend 3, 4, 5 grand on getting the undercarriage cleaned, rust treated, painted, and ceramic coated, which is tremendously cheaper than going to buy a new vehicle.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's what I had protective undercoating put on my Challenger because I knew that I'd be driving it, and sometimes even in Chicago, salty weather. But I never expected it to rust from the inside out.
No, the problem with that stuff on the bottom, there's way better stuff. There's stuff called FenLab,
Okay.
industrial clear coating, and it hardens more than regular clear coat.
Okay.
A 10-year protection.
Wow. Okay.
The problem with the traditional Z-bar garbage, it gets moisture underneath.
This wasn't one of those. This was something a little bit different that a friend of mine does on high-end exotics and all that here in Chicago and land area. But I think it's closer to your clear coat than like a rubber undercoating or something like that.
Yeah, the rubber undercoating makes a mess.
It does, and it's always terrible. Like you said, stuff gets underneath it because of cracks and all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah.
You can also tint it, the clear.
Okay.
But no, what you do is if it's something, let's say, newer, well, it doesn't have to be new, but let's say the undercarriage is just dirty, like dusty, dirty, a little bit of dirt. You do a simple wash, let it dry, and then spray the clear. And like I said, your coat.
Well, my plan is after I get the rust fixed next winter, I'm planning on doing a full. I mean, I'm going to get obviously let the paint set, let it dry, and then I'm going to do a full wash, wax. See, I want that thing to look great for another. I bought the car, I special ordered it new in 2009, and I want that thing looking great for another 15 years. So we'll see.
Since you drive it, maybe put some PPF on it.
Yeah, I heard that. I've heard but see, the issue is I have striped, and the vinyl stripes I heard doesn't work real well with the PPF.
No, but you can coat it, ceramic coat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's a future me problem. I have a more. I hope my car runs here for the rest of Power Tour problems right now.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I mean, it's just so crazy. Drove 2 hours out to dinner with my girlfriend, and it died in front of the restaurant. It's like, great.
It's
all good.
It's telling you I don't want to go this year.
Oh God, I hope not. My plan B is a 1990 Dodge minivan that, if you looked at it, looks like it was on the Titanic. It was used in Arizona for like 20 years, so the paint is completely burned off of it on the roof and on the hood and all that. But it's cool. It's a first gen minivan, long wheelbase with wood grain sides, and it's neat. It's not. It's got a very rare 1 year only option engine in the first gen. It's got the big 3.3 V6 with 215 horsepower, and I upgraded the suspension with Shelby stuff. So it's like a little go kart.
That's awesome.
It is.
Whatever whatever can make the trip.
Yep, I agree.
Just want to shout out to everybody that's been watching. Appreciate you tuning in and listen to us.
Yep, it's been fun talking to you, sir.
Well, I was just seeing the people scrolling.
Yeah, same here. I didn't realize I could see the people scrolling on my screen. Yeah.
I was just shouting out to them. But like I said, just trying to grow the channel. Would love to do something together, if possible.
Yep. Well, hopefully I'll see you on Power Tour in 3 days.
Yeah, on Monday. Yeah, I'll have to message you, get your number, and text you or something.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I'm more than happy. Like I said, Monday there's nothing to do but walk around and look at the cars, so I'll be there all day.
Yeah, I'll be there first thing in the morning.
That's the best time, because otherwise you're gonna be stuck in traffic getting in there for about 4 hours.
It's that long a line?
I don't know about Indy. Indy usually moves pretty quick because they have 2 different entrances. But last year, going into Bowling Green, because have you ever been to Bowling Green, to Beach Bend Raceway? It's one road in, one road out. It was legitimately a 4-hour just crawling to get into the venue. And I got in line at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't get parked until I think a little after 1 in the afternoon.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I went down to LS Fest. I used to have a 2010 Cadillac CTS-V.
Okay.
And went down to LS Fest, and their 10-year anniversary took 2 hours to get in.
Yep. It's a neat place, but it's the worst place to visit.
And it doesn't have any cell phone reception.
Nope. Being in that bowl, you got nada.
Yeah, they need to fix that.
They need to fix a lot of things with that. I mean, like I said, it's a great venue, but because we do a Mo Party down there in August or September, and it's always a cluster. Thankfully, if you're I go there being as a media guy and an influencer guy, they give me the Wi-Fi password, but otherwise you're screwed.
Yeah, it's just like you're walking around like 1995 trying to get cell phone reception.
You walk up the hill that's on the far side. Yeah, you walk up all the way to the top of the hill by the bathrooms or by the check-in booth. Oh yeah, been there many times. I had people thinking I was dead because it wouldn't even connect like on the incoming. So it just go right into voicemail. So for hours, it would just go right to voicemail. People were leaving me messages thinking I was dead on the side of the road somewhere.
Yeah, you would think they'd bring in like a rent some sort of Wi-Fi type of thing. Or
There's a lot of things you'd think they would do that they don't. So, nah,
it is what it is.
it is. Very cool. Oh yeah, I can actually see the scroll. I didn't think I could see the scrolling thing earlier, but I could. It's at the very bottom. There it is.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I was down at Street Rod Nationals there in Louisville, and I set this up and watched the cars leave, and this was like,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah, got
I,
like 9,000 views in an hour and 45 minutes.
yeah, we do that at McCacken on Sunday nights. We do what they call the drive out because we tell people if you can drive your car out of the building at the end of the show to do it, like go because I mean there's tons of side streets. There's a forest preserve, so we say go set your truck and trailer up with someone on the side road somewhere. Drive your car there, load up. You'll be out in half an hour or so. If you don't, you're going to be in line waiting for an hour or two because of there are a lot of cars. So that's 100 or so of the highest quality muscle cars starting their engines up and rolling out of the main door. It gives me goosebumps. I have videos of it for the last 10 years. And it's every time and the videos, like I said, they skyrocket because, oh, there goes a Hemi Cuda convertible. There goes a Yenko Camaro. There goes, a Boss 429 Mustang. And it's like, wow, absolutely incredible. That's a way to put a cherry on the top of the show.
I'd love to be able to drive some of those.
Yeah, they're fun. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've gotten to drive to get in some pretty cool cars. And take care of the cars at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum.
That's cool, man. I've only been through there once, and the cars they have there is just incredible.
Yeah, the Mercedes W196R just sold for 53 million.
That's all.
Yeah,
That's all.
couple bucks.
Peanuts. That's really cool.
I got to detail that. I got to actually get in it too.
Nice.
I'm, as you can't tell, but I'm 6'5", 248. So getting in and out of that was a challenge.
Oh, I can imagine. I'm 6'2" and fat, so trust me, I understand about having difficulties getting in and out of cars. That's for sure.
Well, the Mercedes, you want to push yourself up out of, but it's fiberglass and worth more in my life. So
Yeah. Actually, I drove a Hemi Cuda convertible, a 71. It's only a $7 million car, and because I'm so tall and fat, and I was wearing a hat, so I knew the owner real well. He's a good friend of mine, Tom. But I was so excited to drive this car, I took my hat off because I couldn't fit in the car with the hat on. So I took my hat and I threw it on the seat next to me. And I drove the car. We had to do some stuff. So I drove it around for like a few minutes and took it outside. Yeah, what do you? And I forgot about the hat. And he thankfully just lives up the road from me. So I get this call like a week later. He goes, "Did you forget something?" And I go, "No, what's up?" He's like, "You left your hat in my car. It's stinking it up." Because it was a hat. It takes in the sweat, and I was running and doing. He's like, "Come get your damn hat." And so I had to go up there again. He's like, "Come on, we'll go take it for a ride to air it out." And we went for another ride, and I'm like, "Oh, there are worse things to do on a Saturday."
that's funny.
It was. He's a very funny guy. See, he's seen me. He comes up seeing me all angry. Oh, your head's stinking up my car. Oh, let's go for a ride. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
If I have to.
I guess.
I mean, we're the only 71 Hemi Cuda convertible in all of the U.S. driving through Wendy's right now. I mean, we're doing good.
Where do you see? Did you get to watch Meekum, and do you think the prices went down on stuff?
I don't watch Meekum, but I get the over after effects. I get, the price list and all that. And no, not really. I mean, I know everyone's is talking about that one Superbird that sold for 800,000 a few years ago, and
It was a million and then went for 380, wasn't it?
yeah, but there was some other stuff I know about that car that it's a long story. For the most part, I think the pricing is fine. I mean, everything else was right in the ballpark of where they should be. I mean, there's always a fluctuation up and down, and right now with all the who knows what's going to go on in the markets of everything. I mean, everything's up in the air. I definitely think there's some it's definitely volatile, but I mean, Hemi-Cudas, Yankos, I mean, they were all top money cars still. I mean, yeah, they might have been down 2%, but, they're right there within the fluctuation. Like I said, that Superbird, there's some other stuff that, that wasn't supposedly they said it was numbers matching. It was discovered it wasn't, and the restoration was really poor, but they did it as a perfume pig and all kind of, just like that fake Daytona went through at, I think, Indy last year. And yeah, it was something. What's up?
Talk about the Ghost.
No, the black no. There was a fake Daytona that went through, and they said it was a tribute, but it was like a number 88 tribute car, which was the car that hit 200 miles per hour. And I knew the car. It was legitimately a 69, I think, Charger that was slapped together with Bondo and duct tape. And it went through for like 30 grand or something like that. And people were going crazy, like, oh, Daytona's going for 30 grand. Oh, the market's in a free fall. And they're like, no, if you read it, it's literally a pile of garbage that kind of looks fun. And people who were there and people who knew the car knew it was garbage. That's why it went for 30 grand, or it didn't actually sell for 30 grand. But yeah, it's definitely a very weird time in the market, but I think it'll be fine.
But
like I said,
truck stuff, trucks, like I watched Barrett K5, 87 K5, I mean, it was Resto Mod, but it went for 297.
Yeah, well, Barrett Jackson's a whole another. I mean, and Meekum. When you have stuff like that, there's so much. I'm not going to get myself in trouble right now, but yes, they went on TV for 297. Yes, that's what we'll go with.
Mm.
I trust me. I know I've worked with all the Meekum and all the Barrett Jackson guys, and yes, on TV it went for whatever it went for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've been around long enough to know how it goes.
It's just,
well, I'll give you an example. I know of a high-profile car that went through an auction recently, and it got bid up to $200,000. And long story short, the guy was trying to get $1 million out of it, which was absolutely ridiculous. And I know for a fact that $200,000 bid there was actually no one bidding on the car. Not a single person at the time. And the entire bidding war was completely fabricated. Just to make it seem like something was happening on the car. Because if that car went through with no one bidding on it, it would destroy the value of that car. So there's always stuff going on, but yes, on TV, stuff goes for what it goes for.
It's just truck prices in general, I guess you could say, are just out of this world.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just think. I mean, truck pricing is the cheap V8 rear-wheel drive platform that you can get into still to this day for $500. And that's what kids aspire to, and that's what people aspire to, and that's what you see in the well, there aren't any magazines anymore, But yeah, the trucks. I mean, I know I deal with Dodge Ram Chargers a lot. I deal with Blazers and Broncos, and they're all going through the roof.
Hmm. Yeah, it's just the average person can't, I mean, not necessarily afford some of this stuff because it's inflated.
Oh, absolutely. And, I mean, that's what the muscle car market in general is. You, you know, it was funny at a car club meeting just 2 days ago. One of the guys he was an older gentleman. He's like, "Oh, kids these days don't like old cars," and I'm like, "No, they like old cars. They appreciate them. They want the old cars. You can't. They can't afford it. They can barely afford the insurance and the gas for a 2001 Honda Accord. You want them to buy a. I mean, I like I said in the Mopar world or the Chevy or Ford, trying to buy a Duster, a Slant Six Duster is 7 grand nowadays, or an early Nova that's 7, 8, 10 grand nowadays, or even a Mustang or a Falcon. They're just out of reach of the kids nowadays, so they can't get into it until they're older, and everyone thinks it's the end of the world. And like I said, when I was in the magazines and all that, we saw that. I mean, you can see that the Fast and the Furious franchise, the cars, people are into cars. They just can't afford them, like you said.
Yep, I've been tricking stuff out for many years and um, just tinkering with stuff.
Yep. Yep. Same here. Same here. I know, but like I know that. I mean, I have a '71 Challenger RT that I'm restoring, and I know now that if I tried to buy that exact same car as it was even, and when I bought it, it's a $30,000 car now. I could never afford that. So I was lucky to get into it a lot earlier and be able to do the shenanigans that I do.
I, I wish, back in the day, some of my family members cool stuff that was way too young. And my Uncle John had a 67 um, Camaro sitting on my grandma's back porch.
Oh, cool.
You used to race it.
Okay.
My God, I'm 43, and it was, I don't know.
Trust me, my dad had my dad order or didn't. My dad in 1970 was dating the local Chrysler representative's daughter, and he made him a deal on the showroom floor brand new Hemi Cuda. So he bought a Hemi Cuda brand new in 1970, drove it for a few years, raced it, blew up the Hemi, well, cracked the camshaft in about 1974, pulled the engine and transmission out of the car, put a junkyard 440 and transmission in, sold the car off, and for 50 years he had that engine sitting in our garage. It's still there right now, in pieces. But yeah, the hindsight is 2020, unfortunately. And there's a lot of stuff that my family regrets selling and moving and doing, but that's what it is.
Yep, my uncle had a 79 Scout 2,
Oh, okay.
um, gas. Had it fully restored, but then let it sit outside. And then I didn't know that he had a lien on it because has having some work done,
Oh boy.
and beyond pissed because it's been in the family for like 30 years.
Gotcha.
Uh, he had a interior redone, the blue and white.
Ooh, pretty.
Um, and would have loved it for that family, especially now that Scout came back out.
That is true. That is very true. Very cool. But hey, I actually gotta get going. Unfortunately, I have to go pick up my Challenger before, and then I have to go clean it. But it was good talking to you, man. I appreciate you having me on here on my very first TikTok live.
I appreciate you taking the time and getting on here. And for anybody that's watching, make sure to go over his channel, YouTube, Facebook, the TikTok.
Yep. I whore myself out everywhere, so trust me, if you Google my name, you'll find me someplace.
Yeah, same here. I'm on YouTube. And make sure to like, comment, go check out our videos, and I will see you today, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your time, and like I said, I'll see you on Monday. You guys be safe until then, okay?
Alrighty, thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.